Hi, Erica Boucher here again. In my last two videos, we talked about three things you need to know about anxiety and depression and how to overcome them. And then I shared how you can start to set yourself free emotionally. In this video, I'm going to help you unlock the power of your subconscious mind. And I'm going to share 7 rules of the mind everybody needs to know. First, every thought or idea that you have causes a physical reaction in your body. Let me repeat that. Every thought or idea causes a physical reaction. To help illustrate this point, I want to do just a little guided imagery with you. For just 1 minute, I'm going to ask you to play along and close your eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths just to get yourself relaxed. And now imagine someone comes walking into the room with a big silver platter of bright yellow lemons. And now pretend you can actually hear them cutting into one of those lemons. And almost immediately the sweet citrusy scent starts to hit your nostrils. Now imagine being handed one of those juicy, tart lemon wedges and biting into it. Maybe you even suck on it for a few seconds and notice the citrusy, tart sweetness of that lemon. Maybe you even imagine sticky, sweet lemon juice running down your chin as you take a big swallow. Good. Now, when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes and simply notice. Just acknowledge for yourself any kind of physical reaction you had in your body just by imagining the taste and smell and sensation of that lemon. Maybe you felt your glands pucker. Maybe your mouth watered. Maybe you even felt like you needed to lick your lips or wipe your chin. Whatever you experienced, the point of this exercise was to help illustrate that every thought or idea causes a physical reaction in the body. The second rule of the mind that I want you to understand is whatever is expected tends to be realized. This is sometimes known as the self-fulfilling prophecy. We become what we think about. For example, if you assume that love hurts and relationships always end up leading to heartbreak, that's probably going to become your experience. That's probably going to become your reality. You will unconsciously and unknowingly support and create that experience for yourself over and over again through your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Remember this, whatever it is you believe, you are likely going to prove yourself right. If you believe there's never enough money, you're going to be right. If you believe people can't be trusted, you're going to prove yourself right. If you believe you're going to end up all alone, you may end up setting yourself up for exactly that. Because remember, whatever is expected tends to be realized. When you understand this rule of the mind, you start to realize that the thoughts you choose to feed with any kind of consistency are impacting every aspect of your life, and in fact are helping to create your life. The third and fourth rules of the mind are pretty closely tied together, so I'm going to share them at the same time. And they are, two opposing ideas cannot be held at the same time. And the one with the strongest emotion behind it will always win. So for example, let's say the opportunity for your dream job presents itself. You've been preparing and building up to this for a long time. If you start to doubt whether or not you can do it, and you fear that maybe you're actually biting off more than you can chew, you're probably not going to take that opportunity. But if you see this as an opportunity to up-level your life in the most amazing way, and you know you have what it takes or that you can learn what you need to know to do the job justice, your enthusiasm and confidence will be stronger than your fear and self-doubt, and you'll probably step up and take that job. You can't see yourself as a smoker and as a non-smoker at the same time. You're going to have to give up one of those ideas because the two opposing ideas cannot be held at the same time. You could apply this to any area of your life that you are ready to change. Maybe you want more self-confidence and more self-esteem. But if you keep seeing yourself as being socially awkward it's not very likely that you're going to be confident and dynamic in social situations. You can't see yourself as overweight and unhealthy and also see yourself as somebody who's successfully running marathons, for example. Eventually, one of those ideas is going to win. But I've got some good news for you. There's another rule of the mind that you can use to help you feed the thoughts and ideas that you want to be feeding. And that is, imagination is much more powerful than knowledge when dealing with the mind. Reason is easily overruled by imagination. So here's what this means. You can use guided imagery and creative visualization to help plant the seeds that you want to feed and bring to fruition. And because of another wonderful rule of the mind, which is given enough repetition, the mind will eventually consider what it is seeing and hearing to be true. So, because repetition is one of the ways we influence the subconscious mind, if you hold an image and a vision in your mind and you repeat it often, eventually your mind is going to latch onto that and accept it as fact. The ripple effects of repetitively visualizing what you are ready to experience and live your way into will eventually change the way you think and feel and behave from the inside, because all of that is being influenced by your subconscious mind. This is why our thoughts and our self-talk are so powerful. And here's another really awesome rule of the mind that's super relevant to what we're talking about here. And that is, once an idea has been accepted by the subconscious mind, it remains until it is replaced by another idea. So here's what that means. The longer an idea remains, the more opposition there is to replacing it with a new idea. It becomes a fixed habit of thought. So, depending on what we're talking about, that can be seen as good news or bad news. The bad news is, if we have a stubborn thought or habit that is deeply rooted in our lives, it may be a little bit more resistant to change. But that doesn't mean it can't be done. That just requires more persistence. So, if you really want to change your experience, get very clear on what you want and then visualize it over and over again. So you keep planting and replanting that seed over and over and over again. It will eventually take root and become fixed. It's kind of like building a fire. Once that fire is started, it's much easier to keep it going. The reason understanding these rules of the mind is important is because whether you realize it or not, or whether you want it to be true or not, these rules of the mind are always at work in your life. And they are either working for you or they're working against you, period. There is no way around this. It's working against you if you choose to be unconscious and unaware of how your thoughts are influencing your life and are, in fact, helping to create your life. Or you are using this awareness and these tools to help you have the breakthrough you are ready for and to create the life you want. So why not take this knowledge and learn to harness the power of your own mind? Now, I realize there's a lot of heady information that I shared with you here, pun intended, which is why you may want to watch this video again. And you may even want to write down these rules of the mind that I shared with you. This is valuable information you're going to want to remember. If you've enjoyed the information that I shared in this video series, then by all means join me for my free 1-hour webinar on how to fall in love with your life. I'll show you how to transform your mind, your emotions, and your relationships so you can live the life you want to live. You can sign up for that free webinar at haveabreakthrough.com. I'll see you there. Thanks so much for checking out this video. If what I shared here spoke to you in any way, please let me know in the comments section below. I read them all. And subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos just like this one. Until next time, namaste.